as I am not a player of Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter Wilds will be most likely the first edition or the first tryout of this whole shebang of playing Monster Hunter or joining the Monster Hunters family and journeys. I'm not sure how acceptable the Monster Hunter community is to greenhorns and new players like me, but I'll definitely would like to give it a try and see how it goes. So this is 13 things we need to know about Monster Hunter Wilds. Ottila brought this up to my attention over here. Let's have a look and see.
Game Fest Games Radar got to experience a
What do we got over here from Games? Oh my goodness gracious!
Monster Hunter Wilds demo, and it showed us exactly what we were hoping to see. Monster Hunter World used as a launch pad for something bigger, more seamless, and more imaginative. Here are 13.
Visually wise, it looks super nice, and she straight up reminds me of Riku from Final Fantasy X. Straight up.
Changes we're most excited about. Number 1, wounding monsters is a lot easier now.
Wounding monsters, is that like a technique that you want to do? Is there like weak spawns of the monsters exactly?
Monster Hunter Wilds
has
a
Smith.
very similar mechanic to the
She's
Monster
hot.
Hunter Rise.
Ew, it
endgame, where you
slurps!
could deal extra damage to afflicted monsters by damaging glowing body parts until they detonate. This mechanic in Wilds is loosely spliced with Iceborne's Clutch Claw. Wounds will appear on the monsters as you fight them, marked by red scout flies on specific body parts, and if you deal enough damage to those areas, you'll get a shot of bonus damage. Number 2.
So is it just a bonus damage that you get for that, or will the body part actually be chopped into bits? Bear dogs are one of the first things you find. Bear dogs. That is like the most vile combination I've ever heard. Dogs themselves are already quite scary, but mix them up with bears? Oh, goodness.
Focus mode lets you focus on fighting the monster, not the camera. We weren't entirely sure.
Was the camera thing a problem in Pro titles?
Available on all weapons really was. Yuya Tokuda, the director of Monster Hunter Wilds, told us that it's not a lock-on camera, but rather a way to set your angle related to the monster more easily than you could before.
Oh, he used the environment there for some damage and chopped off some icicle or some big stone chunk from the top. Parts were broken, extra damage resource with an animation also increased the damage afterwards on those parts. Depending on the monster, it can have effect on the fighting style of the monster as well. Okay, and individual body parts have health, and that disables things monster can do if fully broken. So, technically speaking, I'm not just now wild guessing. Let's think of I think Chimera are the ones with a snake tail or a scorpion tail or something, some other animal tail. If I would destroy the tail or break the tail, I would first of all love if it would be chopped off the body part, but the monster then cannot use that body part anymore to do certain attacks and then alters its combat style. Is that what's happening there? Environment usement is a thing for at least 3 games now. We can chop tails off. Ooh, okay, I love that you can use environment. That's cool.
This will make it easier to stay focused on attacking or defending. This is not a tied resource like stamina either, so you can use it to your heart's content. Number 3. Every weapon has at least one new attack. Focus mode comes with an exclusive attack that deals extra damage when you use it to break a wound, so we know for a fact every weapon has at least one new attack. We also saw a few normal weapon animations that looked new, but we'll have to see a little more of the game before committing to specifics. But hey, new moves for all 14 weapons?
14 weapon types? Is that a common occasion or reappearable thing in the games, that there are specific weapon types and there are specific cut-in animations that they do? Is this an MG Arbalist thing? What in the gods is she wielding there? That's what's happening. Okay, so the body part damage is then just disabling their ability. Could be themed as an organ was damaged, so it can do poison spray, but can still bite. Ah, they generally avoid maiming since the games are PG. Okay, I understand. A heavy bowgun. This sends me straight back to the movie Van Helsing, I think, with who played the main actor? I forgot, but the main actor had a freaking auto shooting crossbow with a magazine chamber of 24 shots or something like that. That's insane. Yes, all of the floating weapons are quite different from each other. That's nice. So everybody feels very good. There's also a light bowgun. Okay, interesting. They vary from shotgun builds to explosive mainly. Oh, I mean, it looks like a freaking LMG that she's wielding there. If I can give you an example, there's an enemies with poison and claws and tails. If you destroy them, for example, a claws, it still can try to claw at you, but it will not do poison. Oh, okay, nice. So it's kind of like trying to see and strategize and disable certain body parts of the enemy in order to have an easier time hunting it. Do you, by the way, always hunt the creature, or is there also a way to like capture it, or I don't know, tame it, or I'm not sure how far the expanse goes for this whole shebang. And you can swap between weapons and can carry 2 different weapon types on your saddle, and you have your mount come to you, and you can swap during a fight. Oh, that's cool. I love it. How she said at least 1 new attack. So far, I've found at least 2 new features for each weapon, which ended up in around 8 new mix-ups and more. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So we're getting a lot of additions here. You can catch them as well. Oh, you can capture monsters too, with mostly grants, more loot. You generally get more materials if you capture them alive. Makes sense, makes sense. I mean, they're just alive for a bit, right? Because we bring them back for processing, so we are the monsters, actually, the players, not these poor creatures here.
Sounds like good news to me. Number 4, NPC hunters are back. Remember how Monster Hunter Rise let you go on hunts with loads of story characters? Well, we don't know if Wilds will also let you fight alongside story characters, but it does let you call in some NPC cavalry if you need a little bit of extra help when your IRL friends are offline.
That's cool.
Number
That's a good
5,
mechanic.
Bringing 2 weapons is no gimmick. When we first learned
Wow,
that you can
that was exactly what Ottila just said about bringing 2 weapons.
Weapon out in the field by stashing it in the pouch of your secret mount, our first idea was using 1 weapon to apply poison and then swapping weapons once the monster was poisoned. You can also do this with 2 of the same weapon, or even a paralysis or blast weapon. Pretty neat. Number 6, quests are seamless now. When our demo player finished a hunt after felling the bear-like Doshiguma, they didn't get yanked out of the area. You can just stay in the world if you want and find...
Oh, that's a big one. So before it was monster done, loading screen back to hub. Now you just remain in the area and can go on from there. I have to say, I like that approach. It doesn't cut you out of the immersion, and you are still in the area. At least 4 missions. Okay, I see. We're basically hunters, no butchers. I see. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Maintaining ecological balance is a big theme. Oh, okay. So we're like proper hunters who try to keep a balance in the wildlife. So if some creature types is breeding too fast and so on, you are then trying to diminish that thing and getting quests of like, hey, these dog bears are breeding and overpopulating. Please eradicate half of them. World was very loady and heavy, very loading screen heavy. Oh, that's a bum. With the exploration system, which allowed us to stay. Okay. Also, if you find monsters and start to hit it, the quest will automatically start. Oh, that's an interesting feature. I love when games are seamlessly giving you the quest line, or if you catch a specific monster and you go back and the quest giver is like, hey, can you hunt this bear for me? And you're like, well, I do had, I killed the bear already. And he's like, well, thank you. And you get your XP and whatnot still. Also, you find a monster and start to hit it. Oh, yeah, there we go. When we hunt, the hunter skill commissions us to do so. Oh, that's cool. Like some apex predator of a different biome got displaced from somewhere else and is now threatening to wipe out the local ecosystem. Oh, that is a neat idea of kind of like bringing a story arc to why you hunt that creature and to not just be the killer, but actually in a sense, the helper of the ecosystem. So you are, even though you're hunting and ending creatures, in a sense, feel like you're doing a good work there and are the hero. Not exactly like that, but more around the terms of the hey, this is a threat to human safety. Go slay it. Okay. I'm very intrigued now. I'm actually now a little bit more hooked that you guys explained me more of the whole world around it to figure out and see what the game is about. So maybe this weekend we'll play some.
Also didn't pop up until we were actually attacking the monster too, which seems to suggest the quest timer doesn't start ticking away as soon as you enter the area. This could be an absolute godsend for speedrunners by potentially preventing the need to reset for a good spawn location. Number 7, you can build temporary camps which monsters can destroy.
What?
Things seem to be more freeform in wilds. So much so, in fact, that you're not tied to normal encampments. You still have key bases, but you also have the ability to spend research points to set up a temporary camp. From what we can tell, you can basically do anything you'd normally do at any other base here. The fact monsters can also destroy these camps really helps with immersion. Number 8, maps are twice the size of previous games.
You know what would help me with immersion? If you could romance that Smithy lady.
If you're a bit of an explorer, then boy do we have news for you. A Capcom spokesperson said the maps in Wilds are a little more than twice the size of previous games.
How big were the previous games, Chad? Are we now talking about like ginormous maps here?
It was clear from the map
they were big.
That tons of large monsters can pop up at once too. Number 9. Maps go through phases of abundance rich with free healing. Bigger maps mean more stun bugs, ensnaring vines, sand pits, boulder traps, and other environmental tricks to take advantage of while hunting. You can also expect to cash in on some free healing, vigor wasps and so on, during phases of abundance that kick in while you're hunting or gathering that seem to
trigger she's using the environment there
Number 10,
to do some damage.
Dynamic weather is not messing around.
We get dynamic weather as well to hold this whole shebang. Ron, how you doing? Welcome in. Big enough to need fast travel. Holy moly.
Dynamic weather gets thrown around a lot in games, but when we found out that the lightning-charged flying wyvern shown in the trailer will only appear during thunderstorms, we got hyped. Weather in Wilds will not only change what monsters are found in the area, but you might also get lucky and find the monsters get struck by lightning. It's going to make combat just a little more electrifying.
I love that.
Sorry, I'll see myself out.
Yeah, please do so.
Mantles are back, baby.
I love that the environment changes dynamically and not just like a set mission of like, hey, we're going out into the rain mission for this monster hunt specifically, but it just feels more organically, more immersive and whatnot. What we're watching 13 things we need to know of features of the upcoming game Monster Hunter Wilds. I have not played any Monster Hunter game yet, and Chad is now very much convincing me to give this whole shebang a try, especially since Ottila said that the community of Monster Hunter is very welcoming, and I hopefully will not feel too much lost in trying the game out or, you know, feeling bad that I might not be one of the best players at the beginning. But who knows? I'll definitely would like to try it out and see. The thing I always liked is that the maps are always the same as you over time learn, and all the tricks you can do in terms of where to find things and how to set up environmental traps really feels like a cunning hunter. Ooh. Weather is actually tied to some of the bigger monster types. Like there is one in the beta that causes the weather to turn into a storm because the creature itself is fantastic. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Thank you for that call out there, Nadias. You can, at our partner, also pre-order it already, Monster Hunter, and save you some bugs for PS, Xbox, and PC. Although for the consoles keys, they're not available yet already, but PC has them there already, and you can save 30% off on your purchases. Feel free to do so. For those watching the VOD maybe later on, you'll have it in the description down below.
We're not sure how many mantles are back, but we did get to see the ghillie mantle in action, which was pretty cool. Some mantles in Monster Hunter World were a little game
What is a mantle? Is it like a specific monster creature?
warping, but we like the idea of having more equipment to pack, and cooldown based mantles are a pretty solid system that we're happy to see returning. Number 12. Sneak attacks are kind of good. And speaking of the ghillie man,
It's legit mantles. Mantles are a type of equipment. Ah, like proper mantles. I see. Like lining. Yeah. Helping you stay in stealth, prevent status elements. Ooh, so ghillie mantle, for example, makes monsters unable to see you. That's fantastic. Train, how you doing? You weren't aware that pre-orders save bucks. Because of our partner and because of you guys watching the videos and interacting with everything and being here with me live, they do. Because we get nice, juicy cutoffs on the price. Harder to see, not unable. I guess it depends on the quality of the mantle, right? Okay, so it's an equipment item that you put on you with different types of benefits. It might be harder for you to be seen. They might hide your scent or something like that, I could imagine. Interesting. Damn, Chad, why are you getting me hyped for this?
until it let our hunter sneak right up to a Doshiguma and deliver.
Look at this. This is so terrifying. This looks like a pit bull had sex with a bear and then they fall into a radioactive canister. I would be terrified facing such a creature.
A proper button-prompted sneak attack to jumpstart the hunt with a burst of damage. If you like numbers, then here's some fun ones for you.
I'll let you guess what kind of weapon I might probably use in this game. Just a wild guess. Just, you know, what is the first thing you come to your mind that I probably use as a weapon type when playing Monster Hunter? Bear dogs are fucking scary, definitely. Two-handed axe, sword and shield. You get there. Is there a two-handed axe even in the game? It's like temporary buff that goes on cooldown once. Oh, it's like in temporary usage that you do. I see. So completely ignore the ghillie, for example. Ah. Hammer and morph axe or charge blade. Sadly, I have no clue what you're talking about, but all of them sound very sweet. There's a greatsword that looks like axes. A greatsword that looks like axes. I love that term. Hey, this is a greatsword, but it looks like an axe. But we shall call it a greatsword. And there's a charge blade that's a sword and shield that combine it into a two-handed axe. Is there a way that you can try out your weapon types before you settle down on one when you start a game? Or is it like you have to do the character, you choose a weapon type and then you're kind of like stuck with it? Like the sword becomes the handle and the shield becomes the axe blade? Oh, that sounds nasty. You can try everything. Okay, that's great. That's great. You get a basic weapon for all the types. Okay, we're going to try out all the weapons if we end up playing this. Let's go on.
Charged greatsword swing dealt 234 damage, but from a sneak attack, 522. Now, this seems like pretty low-level stuff, but still.
Will the environment and the wildlife interact with the creatures? Like, would these little predators attack a bigger predator if they sense that it is injured and weak? Can I use environment in that way as well? And like injure a creature and lure in smaller creatures to fight for me and wiggle it down a little bit? Yeah.
That's awesome. Number 13. Mounting is back to normal and it seems really strong.
Mounting.
In one 15-minute Doshiguma hunt, our hunter managed to get 3 mounts with a frickin' greatsword. The Monster Hunter 4 mounting minigame is sadly a thing of the past, but mounting is back and looks incredibly powerful and will be awesome in multiplayer.
Is she meaning mounting in terms of like having a mount, or do I hunt for creatures and try to capture them and turn them into my mount? They fight each other, but only monster X attacks monster Y. I see. This kind of interaction is exactly how they want you to play Monster Hunter. Oh, there are things that they won't attack. Makes sense. You can rodeo a monster, run them into the walls, etc. You want to see a great sword? This is a great sword. The axe also axe. Oh, Drain. That's what they refer as mounting. Oh, I see. with a certain mount, but the mounting of monsters is a different feature to control them and deal extra damage stun to them. Okay, so you kind of like control them by riding them for just the moments. And as Attila said, you can then direct them into a wall and use a stun or make a stun out of it.
Multiplayer.
Interesting.
Has this made you even more excited for Monster Hunter Wilds?
Actually, yes.
We can't wait to see more when it's released on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2025.
Actually, yes. So, GR Plus, thank you kind of for the video. Everybody here in chat, give a thumbs up to this Games Radar video for us letting you have a look at it and summarizing it nicely. For those watching the VOD later on, it will be in the descriptions down below. And yeah, I invite you to hop in our live streams on Twitch and join us on this yapping parts and also on our gameplay.